Fall River's David Gauvin, a former member of the U.S. boxing team and Golden Gloves champion.
He looks like a very confident fighter. It always looks like he's calling a draw. But it goes
It's a thinking fight. Okay, he watches his opponent very carefully. He picks his shots very carefully, and he uses the minimum amount of punches to do the largest amount of damage.
David Gauvin was a boxer from the hard-scrabble old mill town of Fall River, Massachusetts. For many years, he excited enthusiastic fans with his boxing skills and tenacity in the ring. Yet his mild-mannered and polite personality seemed in contrast with his violent sport. From his start as an 8-year-old kid training at the CYO with his coach and mentor Ron Como, his Golden Gloves championships, his experience as a member of the USA Olympic boxing team, to his accomplished and challenging professional career, David's is the story of a fighter on a journey with many highs, lows, triumphs, and disappointments.
Once a fighter, always a fighter. Anybody that goes into the ring, I have the ultimate respect for them, because the stuff you have to put yourself through. And the training is tough, and the sparring is tough, and it's a tough sport.
When David was 8 years old, he had joined a floor hockey league at the CYO. He saw a sign-up list for boxing and pled with his dad to let him try it. Ray and Evelyn relented, and their third son of 5 began training with Coach Como. Como was a pediatric nurse practitioner and local boxing coach.
Como, phenomenal guy. I reflect on a lot of things about my career, about times together. He's a phenomenal inspiration. He wasn't just a coach. He take me. He treated me like a son.
There was a competition in and out of the CYO. David began sparring with boxers from the CYO, the Fall River Police Athletic League, and rival gyms in New Bedford, Lowell, and Brockton. In 1974, he raised some eyebrows by winning the regional Silver Mittens competition at 80 pounds. His determination in the ring continued as Coach Como insisted on a 6-day training regimen and to the development of boxing skills. David began to love the training, the sport, and was becoming very good at it. David fought as a flyweight and would later become a bantamweight. Sparring in the gym with older and heavier kids toughened David up. He began to show courage and determination in the ring.
Jediah's brothers, Lionel Freights, go on and on. Most of the guys I spot with were usually heavier than me.
Coach Como knew he had something special in this fighter and continued to encourage and train him. Some of the gym partners included the Duvall brothers and heavyweight Chris McDonald. David was a natural southpaw, but was trained to fight as a righty. His left jab, coupled with an oft-times height advantage, kept his opponents at bay. His power punch was a left hook that surprised and hurt many an opponent. David's storied amateur career, his accomplishments in the ring, and his devotion to his sport provided him with an even greater opportunity. As had been his dream for some years, in 1980, at the age of 17, David was selected to live and train in the U.S. Olympic Training Facility in Colorado Springs, Colorado, for a chance to represent his country at the 1984 Olympic Games.
It was nothing like it. Just knowing that you're representing your country, and then coming back with a victory, and made my dad and my brothers and my mom very happy.
The team would go on to win 9 gold medals at the Games. The most memorable fighters from that team included Tyrell Biggs, Frank Tate, Pernell Whitaker, and Mike Tyson. Once again, the kid from the Maple Gardens housing project would capture the aspirations of his hometown.
I happened to see the 76 Olympics, and I thought to myself, wow, that's a dream of mine. I want to be there someday, and maybe, hopefully, 1984.
David ultimately won the bronze medal at the Olympic trials, just missing a chance at his dream with yet another controversial decision.
Coming off was something that dropped my hands a couple times, and it caught me just right. So that's what my coaches were telling me down back in Fall River. They told me, keep your hands up.
David's performance with the U.S. Olympic team, though a personal disappointment, was good enough to make many in the boxing world take note. Bob Spagnola of the Houston Boxing Association, owned by Texas heiress Josephine Abercrombie, had seen David fight at the trials and was very impressed.
Allow me to introduce you to all the characters in this fighter comes home scenario. Our main man is Fall River's David Gauvin, a former member of the U.S. boxing team and Golden Gloves champion. This is Jesse Reed, Gauvin's trainer, friend, and a key figure in the Houston Boxing Association headed by oil heiress Josephine Abercrombie.
The HBA offered David a professional contract to fight for their camp. They offered him a $15,000 signing bonus, 25% of the taken fights, and $80,000 in stocks and bonds when his contract ended.
Josephine Abercrombie, the owner of the whole organization back then, the Houston Boxing Association, she had experience with boxing. Her father loved boxing. So when they recruited me and offered me, I think it was $12,000 or $15,000 to sign, I signed with them. I had a lot of confidence. She had a promoter, well, not a promoter, manager named Bob Spagnola.
We are organized as a profit-making entity, of course, but we're completely dedicated to helping these kids. I've put together a financial package for them so that when they're through boxing, there's life after boxing for them.
At the end of the career, when I went to go get my money, she said, "I'm gonna sue me." I'm like, "What?" I said, "I followed everything in our contract. I abided by everything." And she goes, "Sue me." I said, "Why would I want to sue you?" And she says, "Because I'm not giving you the money." My jaw hit the ground. I was just like, "What?" I said, I've abided by it. I followed everything you asked me to do. I wore your shirt, I wore your name on my body, fighting for your gym. I said, if I wore your, every time I fought, I wore Abercrombie on my back. And I said, "This is all you're gonna pay me back?" He said, "Sue me." I came back home, I got Steve Saber as my lawyer. He says, "Dave, that's the boxing business." He said, I just went, "Steve," I said, "I got a contract, a written contract, stating that I was going to get $80,000. He said, "Dave, promoters do this all the time. Don King, they all do that to fighters. Don King did Tyson." He said, "It's common, and they get away with it." It took part of my heart and soul when that happened.
A native of Fall River, Massachusetts. And now residing in Houston, Texas, boxing fans, here is David Gauvin.
In a wilderness of city streets, church spires and granite mill peaks speak beside monuments to history.
In March of 1985, he won his professional debut. Then after only a few weeks, knocked out his second opponent with a fierce body blow. His success continued with victories. He fought in New Orleans, Las Vegas, Atlantic City, and many other venues. In October of 1985, David returned to the arena for a rematch with Larry Cheatham, whom he had defeated in June in a bout in Atlantic City. The fight was held at Lincoln Park Ballroom before an enthusiastic hometown crowd.
It's not a walkover fight. This kid had a split decision with him. The kid gave him a great fight. And we're not the typical promoters just to get a guy that's going to fall over.
I think the kid's good. I give us out in the 7th round. I guess he'll do it.
Dave Gauvin come a long way since I knew him, since 7 years. And I can't wait to see him fight tonight.
We know quite a bit about the kid. And he ain't lost one yet. And he can't lose in his hometown. There's no way.
Well, I know him personally. I can tell you he's quite a young man. A lot of integrity. He's intelligent.
He's a very good fighter, gentleman. And I like him all the way. I follow him since he was started in amateur.
David won the decision, but was badly cut above the right eye by a headbutt. David was nationally ranked and peaked at 4th in the bantamweight class by the U.S. Boxing Association. He was victorious in earning the Texas State bantamweight title in November of 1986, knocking out Ernesto Che Guevara in the 6th round. David defended his belt against Humberto Rodriguez later in June. He returned home to fight against a scrappy George Evans at Driscoll Memorial Rink in May of 1987. Gauvin won the match by TKO in a very tough fight. That raised his record to 16-0 with 8 knockouts, but David was growing anxious for a title fight. His opponent was Jimmy Navarro, a highly ranked bantamweight. The fight was held in Atlantic City and was a battle royale. Many locals traveled to watch their favorite son fight. David lost a very close split decision. Once again, David had nearly reached the pinnacle of his dreams and fallen just short.
I've been around a while, a couple years longer than you, so I know who the important is. That's right.
He's got to get one of these.
That's right. And I won't feel bad if it comes from you.
I got a feeling it's a good day. I know everything will be just fine. I got a feeling it's a good day. Everything's gonna be alright. I got money in my pocket. I got nothing on my mind. Chose this path and I get to walk it. I got friends that treat me kind. I got a feeling it's a good day. I know everything will be just fine. I got a feeling it's a good day. Everything's gonna be alright. Put my finger in the socket. If I light up, don't be dismayed. Baby, it's lit up like a rocket. Fireworks gonna be displayed. Got a little dog walking beside me. Car starts up and we take a ride. Go back home to a woman who loves me. You can say I'm satisfied. I got a feeling it's a good day. I know everything will be just fine. I got a feeling it's a good day. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.